What's up? You're listening to WKATG. Coming in hot. We have a new guest today. We're not going to let you know who it is quite yet, but we are going to let her know that this is not the cadence we usually speak in.
All right, folks, here's me doing a little mic check, and then we'll just go around the room here and just show them how it's done.
Hey, what's up? This is me. Is this loud or okay?
It's good.
All right.
Carole, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. What's that? Not to start so personal, but what's the last movie you saw in a movie theater?
The last movie I saw in a movie theater, Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2.
Okay, did we enjoy it?
Oh, yes, we did.
Which one did we like better, the first one or the second one?
First one.
That is correct, because the second one got a little too goofy, even though we love who? Kurt Russell, that's right. All right, so now I'm going to go back, and we're going to check how that sounded. You did aces. How it's done?
Hey, what's up? This is me. Is this loud or okay?
It's good.
All right.
Carole, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. What's that? Not to start so personal. That's right. All right, so now I'm going to go back. Ah, beautiful. That was beautiful. All right, we'll play this little ditty, little fucking around on guitar that I did this morning, and then we'll begin. Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda.
How are you, Chemda?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm good. We just played poker.
Yes.
I tied for first. I tied for first again. You know, we do that little, all right, that's the last two. Let's go. Let's split the pot 50-50. Even if I'm down a lot, I try to scare them into going 50-50.
Oh, I thought you usually just want to play till the death.
I've learned not to.
That's good, because it really exhausts everybody and makes people not like you.
And sometimes I lose.
Yeah,
so
right,
we can go
yeah.
50-50 or I'm going to take all of it. But even that's a bluff.
Yeah, but even though like the split at the end would be 60-40 anyway.
Well, I've told Chemda, you know, I appreciate her and Xerxes coming over.
Oh, what happened now? Are there pictures associated with this?
I get all the weed. But somehow my couch gets all the weed too. So you left last night. There's an upside down bowl of weed trimmings.
I didn't do that.
Okay.
I honestly did not do that. The new guy did that.
All right.
Carrie Gravenson's guy. Can you hear me into this microphone? And he said he picked it up because everyone's afraid to like make me move because I have my knee thing.
Right.
So I'm like, no, I'm fine. It's right in front of me. I'll do it. No, he insisted. So I don't know how you found that. Next, Your Honor.
How did I find it?
No, I thought he picked it up.
Wow. I like the new guy. Jake,
Love the
right?
New guy. Yeah.
So how do we get rid of Carrie and keep Jake in the team? I got to figure out. But good for her.
I think he's thinking the same thing.
Hey, you know, we're in Orlando. We're going to be there this Friday, March 8th. What the fuck was that? March 8th, this week, 5 p.m. Orlando time. We'll be at the Podfest Multimedia Expo. Now, what could that mean? Multimedia? I don't know. I'm going to find out. But
We're
I know
going to be on all your devices.
we'll be doing a live show there. So come check it out at the Wyndham Orlando Resort. To get your tickets for free, go to keithandthegirl.com/Florida. keithandthegirl.com/Florida.
So it is part of the expo, but you don't have to pay for the expo. They're letting our people, if you get on this list, for free. So go to keithandthegirl.com/Florida.
It's a lot of fun. I'll be passing out bath salts. We'll have a good time. You remember when we did the CATG Awards, we gave out a free lifetime VIP membership to one lucky listener.
Yes.
It was Archimedes Screw, and he's going back and listening to the My Name is Keats. My Name is Keats, where I get the guest drunk.
And then yell questions at them.
And I yell questions at them. And it's fun to see him comment on the forums while he's binging.
Yeah, like he's doing old school, like responding to the old ones.
He's looking at the one with Danny and Andrea. Mm-hmm.
Andrea just said, "Oh God," and wanted to leave the room.
Well, he referenced God. He wrote, "Jesus Christ." That's his whole comment. The one with Casey James Salengo, who's a big drinker. You broke Casey. Holy shit, what a show. Definitely binging. Micah Fox was a two-parter. One episode was called The Fox, the other one The Hound. For The Fox, he rates, Mike Kaplan and Micah dated? The fuck? This is blowing my mind.
Oh, wow, really?
So it's all there in your VIP program, including every show we've ever done, over 3,000 episodes, going back to the beginning of March 2005. All right? There's a whole new show for you, ladies and gentlemen. Creator of the hit show Funny Women of a Certain Age. I can tell when something's going to be a hit. Featured on Politically Incorrect with Bill Maher, written for the Huffington Post. Featured on Showtime, Oprah, MTV, Lifetime. Carole Montgomery.
Hello.
Hello, Carole.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Funny Women of a Certain Age. Will this be on Showtime?
Yes, it's premiering March 23rd.
This is exciting.
It's very exciting.
How old does a woman have to be of a certain age?
50.
Okay.
50 and up.
And you have Fran Drescher will be on.
Lunel, Lynn Coplis.
Janine Garofalo.
Yeah.
Wendy Liebman.
Yes. We have a lot of people.
We're pretty excited, aren't we? And nothing better than supporting women. That's what I say. Sorry. That's what I say.
You do say that.
I won't even get on a bus if a man's driving.
That is really great of you. I appreciate that.
I mean,
for all women.
Yeah,
I appreciate you doing that.
We're tired of not being able to get into the bus industry.
Yeah, that's.
You're a great person. And you've been performing for the troops not once, not twice.
Nope.
11 times. And by that, I mean she goes overseas. I don't mean she just harasses people walking in New York City that have a uniform on. She goes over there. Do you see? So 11 times.
11 times.
How many years does this go back?
We started in 2010.
This could be a dumb question, but is there any difference in the soldiers' attitude? Is there, I don't know, the state of war, whoever the president is anything different?
I have not been there since the new president has been elected.
Okay.
So I can't really say I was there. I think when was it Bush? No, I think I was, I'm trying to, 2010. Who was president in 2010?
Honestly, no one knows.
No one knows. Okay, but the crowds are, people, I've had friends who've gone overseas since the new president.
It was Obama.
Oh, it was. Thank you. Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, 5 minutes later.
But they don't know. You know what? They don't care. I was in the military. I didn't think anything about, what's Clinton's policy today?
Right,
You just
right.
did your job.
You did your job. So, but they're the best audiences in the world. Any comic will tell you that.
Because they're doing their job. They're like, our job is to laugh right now.
Right.
Commander told us to laugh for the next 45 minutes.
Chances of dying are very low today.
Yes.
I will enjoy this show.
Oh, they brought comedy. That means they're not going to bomb here.
Right.
Yes.
You know, one of our...
What a bunch of heroes the comedians really are for going there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Is there like, they're the nicest crowds, but in the back of your mind, somebody there could have had their friend die that morning. Is there pressure?
Absolutely. No, we did a show. The first time we went out there, we were in Iraq, and the rec center that we were in had been hit by an IED like the week before. So, and a couple of people it was actually. Some of the people that work there, because a lot of people don't know this, but when the military bases usually hire the locals to work there. So it was a couple of local people that were running away from the explosion, and they got hit, which I didn't know that, that
Sure.
if that happens, if you're ever in a situation where there's a bomb, you don't run, you go into a ball. So this way the shrapnel doesn't catch you. That's
you know what I heard?
what?
you get bigger than the bomb. And
Really?
Yeah, you like your giant bomb.
Wow.
But you don't look it in the eye.
Don't look
Right,
it
don't look it
No.
in the eye. And yeah. You take that bomb on, don't you, Keith? You just go, come on, motherfucker, come at me.
I just try to scare it.
That's very good.
I quickly turn it around.
Nice.
I mean, you were in the army, you know.
It's hard to pay attention, but you get all these facts.
Well-
what do I do with a bear? What do I do with a shark? What do I do with a bomb? A lot of information comes at you in those 2 months.
Well, another time we did it outside during the war. Like it was the same tour, and I was like, so the commander says to me, so listen, you see these bunkers? If something happens, if you hear sirens, run to the bunker. And I go, well, couldn't I just hit the floor? He goes, you won't have enough time. And I was like, I need to go home now. I don't want to stay here. So
You ever think of saying like, hey guys, it feels like it's going to rain. Let's go inside.
that's a great idea. I'll do that
Let me
tonight.
mention this.
Yes.
They're a sponsor, and this might help out the military. Brooklinen Sheets. These are the best sheets for a bed that I've ever had, and I really think it would change the lifestyle of troops, and I'm not exaggerating. And I never thought I'd be one of these people to say, I'm going to be a grown adult and tell people about sheets. Until I got these sheets,
Yeah.
the sheets that won Best of Online Bedding and Good Housekeeping, and they know everything about house.
Wow. They know how to keep it.
Right?
They know how to continue keeping it.
The list goes on. So I have these. They're so good to sleep on. They're so good to play on. You know what I'm talking about, Dirty Dog. I love them. And if you can be at the end of a day of war and sleep on these sheets, I mean, maybe you're thinking, oh, that's the government wasting our money. No, they cut out the middleman.
I know.
You're not losing money with these. With
They're
your
smooth
taxes.
sheets. They're so comfortable.
They're so comfortable. 35,000 plus 5-star reviews, probably from civilians. But who? I've been on Army sheets. No, thank you.
You know what? We need to approach the DOD on this.
Yeah, of course everybody's angry overseas.
They don't have good
You
sheets.
see those quilts they got? Oh my God.
The towels are horrible
It's
too.
horrible. No, Brooklinen sheets are the best, most comfortable sheets I've ever slept on, and now it's time for your upgrade.
It's time.
Yes.
Time's up.
Brooklinen.com is giving an exclusive offer for my listeners, and that includes military folk. Get 10% off your first order and free shipping when you use promo code POUND, P-O-U-N-D, at brooklinen.com. Okay? You guys know about that over there. I see the news. Brooklinen is so confident in their product that all their sheets, comforters, and towels come with a lifetime warranty. They have towels too.
Wow.
The only way to get 10% off your first order and free shipping is to use promo code POUND at brooklinen.com. That's BROOKLINEN.com. Promo code POUND. Okay? Brooklinen, they really are the best sheets ever.
They are.
Now, let me go back to how much you love women. Okay? You not only live with your husband, okay, which most families do,
Yes.
you live with your mother-in-law. Now,
Yes.
we're talking about women of a certain age, so we know you're over 50.
I'm 60.
You're over 60.
I'll be 61.
You'll be 61.
I look good though.
And you look amazing. It's hard.
It's a lot of semen.
It's hard for me to focus. Yeah, see what I meant by dirty dog? So your mother-in-law is in a room over.
Yeah.
Does she have some kind of health issue? Or
Yes.
She does?
Yeah.
Well, can I ask what it is?
It's always the excuse, though.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That she
It's
has.
like, I don't know. I
Right.
feel like I've heard this before.
Right.
She's had a bunch of strokes and so,
Okay.
So she's a little.
Does that put a damper on the relationship?
On you mean the sex?
On anything?
On
I don't know. Watching TV. Honestly, anything.
She comes in and out whenever she wants.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, we had to put a lock on the door finally.
Does she open my mom
I know what you're gonna say.
when I was visiting my brother? It's not even her house. But she knows I'm her kid. She knows what room I'm in, and she just opens the door to bless my forehead because she's religious. I'm like,
Right.
I could be doing anything.
Right.
That
My mother-in-law knocks. She knocks, but as she's knocking, she's opening the
Yeah.
door. So yeah, it's the same thing. Hence the reason why we have a lock on the door now.
Now, does she say like you don't need a lock?
No, she doesn't realize that we did that.
My father doesn't know this, but he walked in on me masturbating the last time I visited Israel.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my!
Were you under the sheets? I hope.
I was, but I'm
Brooklyn in sheets. See, callback. Very nice.
Wow, you are a pro. You say something, then you said it later.
Yeah, it's amazing how that works.
Yeah, I think he noticed, like, They don't usually do that. They don't usually just walk in because I think they understand. We would never walk into our parents' room. We would
Right.
knock, and if nobody answered, we'd walk away.
Yeah.
There is no
Right.
like, I know you're in there, or I can
Right.
wake you up. Like, no. So yeah, I was in their place in Israel. He just opens the door, and I work with a vibrator, folks.
Mm.
So I don't know, because he as soon as he opened the door, he was like, "Oh, right, why am I walking in here?" And I was like, "I don't know if that's why am I walking in here? She's obviously masturbating, or why am I just walking in here? She's an adult."
Was it a
person."
noisy vibrator?
Which vibrator is not noisy?
Right.
Well,
When do you not hear? Zzz?
right. Okay. So,
I mean, it's Israel. There's like a threat of bombing, but I was
right. So that I was going to say he could have thought it was a bomb.
Yeah.
My dad would have walked around the room trying to figure. Do you hear that?
Oh God. Oh my
Is it
God.
behind the dresser?
My mother walked in on us while we were conceiving my son.
Oh yeah.
Oh, she
Yes.
blessed it in a very weird way.
Yeah, and then she's talking to us while because we were doing it side by side. So she just starts talking like, "You want bagels tomorrow? Should I go get what do you want? What kind of cream cheese you want?" And I was like, "Yeah," and that was the night I conceived my son.
Ugh, that's why you can't get rid of him, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
How old's your son?
27.
28. Does he live with you?
He used to.
He
just,
used to acting like it's years. How long has it been? A year?
No, he
Okay.
moved out in October. He's been in and out of the house like 3 or 4 times.
He's a musician.
Yes, he
Well,
is.
that explained it, right?
You got to stop calling it the house. It's your house.
Yeah,
He's been
right.
in and
Right.
out of some person's
Yeah,
apartment.
he's been out and out a long time.
When he does the out,
Right.
do you take the keys back?
No. I'm a Jewish mother. I would if it was up to me, he'd stay there for the rest of his life.
You like it?
I love him.
Does enabler mean Jewish mother?
Yes,
I guess so.
It does. I
Yeah.
am totally a Jewish mother.
I love him, she says.
I love
What do
my
you love
baby.
about him?
My baby? He's
Yeah.
my baby.
Oh,
He's my
goodness.
little
Do you
boy.
hear that? If her son is listening, do you hear that? That is how a grown woman is describing you. Okay? That's what your girlfriend hears. Okay?
Do you worry you're doing him a disservice by allowing him to come back to the house every so often?
Well, he still has all of his shit there. I mean, that's
Okay.
the thing.
Is
I
that
mean,
a
he literally.
disservice? Is that enabling him?
No, it's just that his girlfriend said when she was over when they were first.
Where does he live now?
he lives in Brooklyn?
Where?
In Flatbush.
In his girlfriend's place.
No.
okay.
They got it together. So
Oh,
it
okay.
wasn't like they moved out, like he moved
Okay.
into her. No, he got his. They did it together. But when
Like
they
an
were-
adult.
like an adult, and then she says she was at the apartment, and I said, "All of this is yours," and she goes, "Oh no, it's not."
Right.
She said, "He's not taking all that shit."
Well, I'm dating somebody now. She has 3 kids. And so in the future, when we're living together, I don't know how I'm going to say, no, we can't hold all their stuff. They
Okay.
have to
I thought
be
you were going to say, "No,
adults.
we don't need those kids."
We don't need them either, but I'm going to start with the stuff.
Oh, honey, they just they hold on to everything. And he's a reader, so I should be happy that he reads. But he has so many books. And he
I
works in-
should be happy that he reads.
Well, he doesn't read. You
He's
have the books.
27. You know when you should be happy that he reads? When he's 3.
Yes,
You
yes,
should be happy that he has a brain.
yes. I should be happy that he has. a
Yes.
brain.
Your husband loves video games.
Yes, he does.
Do you look at it odd? Like I've had girlfriends that look at me odd that I play video
Oh,
games.
yeah.
Meanwhile, to me, it's a movie that if anything, you're more active. It's a movie that you're controlling.
Don't push. Don't push.
Let me. How old are you?
44.
Okay, my husband is going to be 60 this year. He should put down the fucking Game Boy.
Right.
Okay.
But why
But
is
what's
it,
the difference between Keith and your husband?
but why is it dumb?
Don't they're the same? They're the same person, except he's younger. He
But isn't
doesn't-
that funny? Why
He
is-
doesn't have a hernia like my husband has. Okay, so it's,
Why is a video game wrong? Seem childish, but not a dumb movie. Like you can see a dumb movie and go, "I'm just in the mood," and you can be 80. But a video game is too much.
because
You're a
at
child.
least for my husband, when he's playing his games, he's usually playing the Switch before we go to bed.
Okay.
Like I don't see that as
Kind of like a Game Boy.
yeah. Well,
And-
he has a Game Boy too.
Okay.
He has every Pokemon ever caught. He's caught them all.
Yeah, I don't bring an Xbox into bed. I guess
Okay.
might be the difference.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Wait, so you're not saying that you mind his game playing, you mind his not playing you?
Oh no. He plays me too, but it's when you go to sleep at night.
Right.
Some people read, some people watch TV. That's all he does is play on his Game Boy until he falls asleep, and the stupid music is playing, whatever the Pokemon music is.
Right.
Oh, so when do you guys have a chance to have sex?
Whenever she leaves the house, it's one of those like, quick, back the door.
How old's she?
My mother-in-law.
Yeah.
82.
Why is she leaving the house?
Yeah, where's she going?
This is sad. She's not leaving the house. What do you mean? Like a hip replacement?
When they
No,
lock
no.
her in the room.
Yeah.
No, she goes out every morning And she lets us know this. And every day she comes into our room and goes, I'm going to get coffee.
If you know what I mean, yeah.
I'm going to get coffee.
If you guys want to do a little cream.
Right, exactly. I'm
Oh,
going
my
to get
goodness.
coffee. She gives us that moment so we can, and we've been together for 40 years, so it's not like it takes forever.
Right.
It's pretty much
That's
done.
nice.
Yeah, it's very nice.
It's nice to not take forever.
Right.
Why are you taking forever over there?
We have things to do. She's going to be back with the coffee and the times.
How
in
long
10
do you
minutes.
guys get for coffee? It
Oh,
seems
she-
like 20 minutes.
Yeah, 20, 30 minutes, We could probably do 2 or 3 times at that point.
Congrats.
In your stand-up, I was hearing
Oh, yes.
you said, you don't want to work anymore. You're getting of a certain age. You're thinking about being a hooker so you can lay on the back the rest of your life.
Yes.
Now, I assume you're joking, but I was talking to a friend of mine, and she's younger, but she was saying, you know what, I think I want to be a hooker. I think I'm really going to do it. And I'm like,
Wow.
and I said, okay, are you worried about violence? And this and I know it's like who doesn't think this, but she thinks it especially, and I know that because I know it. Worried about the violence or guys being into her too quickly, right? Not being too leechy. And so I said, well, what, aren't you worried about violence? And she said, well, I'm not going to have guys that would be violent. I'd be very picky. I'm like, okay. Okay.
Here, when you like, she has a consent form. Here, fill this
yeah.
out.
No, if
Let me know
If I get a bad vibe, I'll say no. Well, all of a sudden your head's through a window. What do you mean? No,
Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't be with those guys.
Okay.
Okay. Very
All
good.
right. Yeah, she probably shouldn't be a
Go get
hooker.
'em.
See, I could be a hooker.
Okay, but anytime you throw an idea at Keith, he tries to work it out with you.
Yeah.
He goes,
Yeah.
have you thought of the things that you told me you started thinking about but then stopped thinking about? and then they go, well, I did think about it and I decided to stick my head in the sand. And he goes, okay, very good.
Right. No, you can play dumb. I'll play dumb. Conversation's over.
You're a problem solver.
Yeah, or I know when to let it go. I'm like,
Okay.
oh, okay, you're doing a trick. Okay. I'm watching David Copperfield now. Okay. I wouldn't have violent guys. Oh, you wouldn't have violent guys? Because every guest I know who's been on here, who's had that kind of lifestyle, Wendy Starling, Caitlin Bailey, they happen to want out of it. That's interesting. But okay, you won't have any problems.
Yeah.
You're actually more shy than them, but you won't have any problems. Okay.
Now you have to tell us who it is. Is somebody who's a comedian?
We all know who it is.
Just a friend of mine.
Okay.
Yeah, you wouldn't know her.
I would
all
know.
the close friends that Keith throws under the bus.
Right.
Amazing. He has friends at this
Oh,
point.
does he?
But it's weird. Who knows? But it's weird. Friendly anarchy, whatever that bullshit was Mike was saying the other day. It's when somebody includes me in something. I'm starting to realize when you're just supposed to say, "Sounds good."
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
they don't really want a conversation. I'd be a good hooker. Yes, you would.
Yes, yes.
But you know,
don't.
don't do it too much because you'll die.
Right. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
that's the end of it.
Yeah.
They don't want a real conversation. You'd be the Heidi Fleiss without the trouble. You know.
You know how it worked out for everybody?
They one person it worked out for.
And they had such a good grin about it.
Right.
Like you right now.
Right.
Everyone who goes into the sex industry goes, you know what? Today's the day
Right.
I finally live my dream. Now, I understand people listening to this. Some people are very fine in this and blah, blah, blah. But generally, the industry is fucked up.
Yeah. Very fucked up.
Yeah.
I used to work in burlesque shows in Vegas, so I've been around the adult people,
Burlesque.
the adult entertainment people.
That's like a strip club, but boring, right?
Actually, it's a production show because I did 2 shows.
You know what helps when someone like Keith says, but boring, you go, actually,
Right.
It's more boring than you think.
Yeah, I don't get off, but I have glitter all over me. That's
Nice.
What a
That
treat.
is boring. No, that's exactly what the production shows are because it's all these naked women, and then I come out and do stand up. So totally fucking ruin the vibe.
I actually really like burlesque more than stripping because I like the story behind the porn.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like the
The story is you had a lot of clothes. Now you have less clothes. This is some story. By the way, they repeat these stories a lot, I noticed. Sometimes the story is a chair. Usually a story has a chair. At the end. No, it's exciting. Everybody's different, you know?
Yeah.
You see all these channels on TV. I don't watch half of them. Everybody's different. Good for them. You know?
Are you okay there?
It's like you can't like anything around Keith.
I like video games you can like. I play war games a lot. That's the thing I do, where you shoot and kill people. So I can understand. I'd be able to relate and entertain the troops because I think I know what they're going through. You know, like I would talk about strategy. Like,
Oh, yeah, because they want to hear that.
yeah, well,
They want to hear that from you,
Well,
from
during
a
the-
civilian.
during the meet and greet, we'd share tips. I'd be like, what I do when I don't know where the enemy is,
Right.
I run out into the middle of the battlefield, and when they shoot me, I run back real quick, and then I know what direction to go. You know, and then they'd be like, "Oh, well, what we do is
Not that.
none of that," and then we can compare. You know, and then I'd be like, "What do you guys do when you get hurt?" When I get hurt, I hide behind a rock and breathe real heavy, and then I feel better, and then I keep fighting. What do you guys do? And they probably use, some kind of EpiPen and stuff. But then, we compare it. That's all.
I don't know if you'd last out there.
Well,
You'd probably
I do
die.
pretty good. First of all, I've completed every war game I've ever played.
Well, there you go. Oh, my God.
I'm not
That
the
is-
worst. What I don't like is when you play these games, and I'm bad at physical directions.
Okay.
North, south, east, and the other one. And in these games, I get lost too. And sometimes I'm like, I really don't know where I'm supposed to go. And then sometimes you have the computers playing characters on your team. And they'll be like, Sarge, come on, let's go. And I just want to strangle them. Like, asshole, I've been saving the fucking world every game. You do something. If this is real war, you would just keep yelling at me.
Yeah, they
Go
would.
somewhere, and I would get tips from the real soldiers. Be like, what do I do when I save
play
the day
war-
always?
You play war games on your computer?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, on the Xbox.
On the Xbox.
So I get what they're going through.
You
Because they make these games real, where it's like, oh, I like this character, and then they kill the character. And you get sad in real life. I get it.
Do you cry?
I don't cry. I'm not a fruitcake. But and I know I have to go back at war real quick. But I go like, oh,
Are we bringing back fruitcake?
I'm hoping. I'm not dense. Is what I meant. Yeah. Oh, you meant like homophobic? No.
You meant fruitcake like the actual fruitcake.
Yeah, I meant like I'm not.
He's not a fruitcake, is
Right.
what he means.
Like the thing that nobody wants at Christmas, but everyone keeps bringing.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
Keith, right
Yeah.
there. I think we've-
No, it's not me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I just don't want to put that.
You're more of a marble loaf, maybe?
Thank you. Thank you. Everybody enjoys a piece. That's right. Have you ever thought, even for a little bit, you know what? I will be a hooker.
Sure.
Yeah?
It's great money, and I wouldn't do much.
All right. I
Wow.
think they have to, don't they?
Well, can I tell you a story?
Yes, you may.
Okay, so
They don't call it a blow job for a reason.
All right.
it's true.
I wouldn't give blowjobs. I would give blow funds.
Blow equal unemployment. I was. It's a long story. I won't get into it. But I was on
Make it medium, you know.
it was a TV show that I was on, and it was with porn stars. And we
Okay.
were having a discussion, and I asked them, I said, well, what's the retirement age for porn? Like figuring like probably like when you're 35 and shit. And they all looked at me and went, oh, honey, there's room for you. There's a kink for everybody. So I think I could do really well as a hooker.
Right? It's just a shame when you're told you're a kink.
I know, right? There's a kink for everybody. Oh, I've become a kink.
Yeah.
An old
Right.
60-year-old flabby woman. That's some guy is beaten off to that. That's nice.
Well, I'll mention something if you want to do less, in your life. Rothy shoes.
Yes.
These are shoes that, first of all, they're made from recycled water bottles. So you're saving the planet. You're
Wow.
not leaving a carbon footprint.
That's
and I
awesome.
tried that. I tried wearing real water bottles. It's a mess. People stare at you, and it's not fashionable.
Yeah, but you would think you just, kind of cut half the top and you can slip your foot right
right.
in.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
No.
Not how fashion works.
You get funny looks, and it actually stabs your feet. But what they do is some kind of super behind-the-scenes process, and you get fashionable shoes that you can throw in the washer and dryer. And I do mean fashionable. Andrea is in fashion, has worn them to multiple weddings. People aren't laughing at her. You wearing glassware on your feet? No.
Wow.
She's wearing fashionable shoes that she could just throw in the wash at any time. You can dance like a fool, sweat them up, be comfortable. Rothy's shoes. They're
I'm gonna
ladies'
have
shoes.
to look them up.
But I wear them. I don't care. I love them. I love my Rothy's. And I know you will too. Right now, Rothy's has an amazing deal for you. Use code KATG to get free shipping with no minimum.
Wow.
Free shipping and free returns and exchanges on your Rothy's shoe. And trust me, you won't return them. So they don't mind doing that, right? You know what I did? I tried to do a scam once. I got Rothy's shoes. I said, I want to return these. And I sent them back 2 Poland Spring bottles. They were onto that, though. Go to rothys.com, ROTHYS.com. Enter KATG to get your new favorite flats and free shipping. It's a no-brainer. Shoes that are comfortable, stylish, sustainable, and free shipping. Get yourself a pair today. Rothys.com, promo KATG. Get this deal while they last.
That sounds great.
Yeah. I'm reading this. Let me know. You've been married 40 years, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. There's a woman, 27.
Mm-hmm.
She found out her new husband has a micropenis after they got married. They never had sex.
Okay.
And so she went on Reddit and says, what do you guys think? Was he trying to bamboozle me? And these Redditors start thinking about, all right, did he deliberately try to, lie to you and trick you to not have sex till after the marriage, etc.? The guy found it and now is threatening to sue her for embarrassing him.
But did she say his name?
No.
So
Fuck off.
exactly.
A female Reddit user shared her story on the site, asking if she was justified in feeling deceived. The now husband is 32. She was 27.
I mean, I even say if she used his name, fuck off.
Are they still married?
They're married right now, yes.
So he's threatening to sue his wife.
Yes.
So he's an asshole.
Well, was that in the vows? I promise to never sue you.
I can't imagine why you would sue your husband,
They were
your wife.
Yeah, but you're still human beings.
They were with each other a year before they were married, waited to have sex.
Right.
The husband wanted to wait, claiming he was, quote, old-fashioned. But she discovered after their wedding that his penis is about, quote, 1.25 inches long.
Wow.
She wrote that she felt deceived, and her story earned international attention. Now he is threatening to leave and sue her for defamation of character.
They're both wrong. First of all, yes, he did that on purpose. Absolutely. Second, you wanted to believe the lie. Why are you waiting until marriage?
Right.
What is your reason?
But
you don't want to know what sex is like with him until you're married. Now you know what sex is like with him when you're married. You said you wanted to stay no matter what because sex is not important. And everyone told you sex is important because you might not vibe. So now his penis is too small, but you can't say anything because that's not a vibe. Well, guess what? It's a vibe, and you're putting it out there, but on Reddit instead of with him.
Yeah.
So sex is not important. Okay.
I don't know how I say to my kids, you had sex, right? I'd like to ask your daughter for permission to be married. Okay, you did have sex, right? No. Don't lie. Yes is the right answer. Let's see. Her husband found out, even though it would be difficult for anybody to figure out who he was. He's now threatening to sue her for defamation of character. If it's 1.25 inches, then that's what it is. Is that defamation?
Yeah,
but
what are
here's
you
the
suing?
question. I mean, were they intimate at all? Like, if you're making out with a guy and you're on, you would feel. I mean, does it get bigger, or is that what it is when it's hard?
That sounds like that's what it is hard.
Oh,
But also, if she put her hand down there, she would know.
right.
No,
So-
what I'm saying, so there's no way the answer to your question is yes. She felt him down there and just expected him to grow after marriage.
Maybe she did.
She's not-
Maybe she's an idiot.
We
Yeah,
only
okay.
dated 6 months. We've been engaged for another 6 and just got married on Saturday. I literally just got back from my honeymoon a couple hours ago.
Yeah, you just wanted to get married. I don't know how to tell you this.
My husband isn't a religious guy. He just says he's, quote, old-fashioned like that.
Good morning.
We got close to full. What do you do when you do have, let's say, and I do think he tried to trick her. Let's say that's what he did. Does he take his pants off and go, gotcha, let's work with it? And she starts crying. He's like, sorry, baby, this is the way it is.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. We got close to fooling
I
around.
also, by the way, I think they can be happily married. I think they can have great sex.
Oh, absolutely.
I think they're both not taking responsibility for anything, so they're just gonna die. Like it's
Yeah,
not
but-
gonna matter. But
yeah, and there's
fuck
more-
off to both of you.
Yeah. There's not. I mean, there's other things you can do without a dick.
Right.
So they
Yeah,
could.
but I don't know what your dick is like until I get to say something. You don't get to say anything.
Right.
I mean, you do. God bless, and fucking break up and do whatever the fuck you want.
It's
but-
funny that he threatens a divorce. Oh, no. That would teach me a real lesson. We got close to fooling around a couple times, but it never went far. I tried, but he always stopped after it went too far. Anyway, fast forward to now. How wasn't she crying herself to sleep then when he's like, no, no, no. You're the lust of my life, but now.
Yeah, because we were taught that that's romantic. We were taught that that's respectful. We were taught that we're better than other people because we're not selling the cow before whatever the fuck with the milk.
Right.
Well,
Am I the asshole for reading into this and being upset that I waited until my wedding night to find out that he isn't as old-fashioned as he says he is? I'm not going to shame him. And honestly, I don't even know how I broached the topic.
You're too nice.
I honestly just acted like nothing was out of the ordinary and went to town on him. But I don't know. You went to town?
How could you go to town? It's
Yeah.
like
I love this
sucking
wording.
someone's thumb.
You can't even go to street with them. You went to town.
You go to town. What you do is you take the town and the suburb into your mouth.
Yes, exactly.
I kind of feel lied to, like a half-truth or something. Well, I don't even think a inch and a quarter is half-truth. Or something was intentionally withheld from me. This was unexpected, to say the least. And if you read this far, thanks for your time. You're welcome.
It's not that he was trying to. It's just he didn't want the rejection of whatever was in his pants that he obviously got rejected by, whatever that is, whatever it is. He didn't want to be rejected until they were married, and she didn't want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, whatever. Just get divorced. Lesson learned. How much
Right.
of your
I mean,
life is this? It's 1 year. Who gives a shit?
I wouldn't have gone on Reddit. I would have just gone and said, I'm getting a divorce.
Yeah, but this is so sweet. Like, she really loves him. She
She does.
Yeah, she went to town. She was trying. She was like, you know, if he says that this sex is like what you're bringing to me, I'm going to try it. But, you know, he might have been more shy than she realizes, because if he's hiding that deep, he's still hiding on your honeymoon.
Right.
So you're going on Reddit, you're trying to find information on how could this work. And then he starts suing you.
Yeah.
He has friends. That
Now,
he talked to.
Andrea's making a face. But I think she liked it. She went to town on it. She's learning how to do it. If you care, you're going on Reddit. If you don't care, you just blow up your life. And that's fine, too. Blow it up.
He has friends. It's weird how everybody has friends, isn't it? Like, you think
Who
some
cares
people...
about his dick? I'd be friends with a guy with a small dick.
What do you mean? No, I mean, his guy friends, does he talk to them? And say,
do
hey,
guys talk? I mean, more and more I'm learning. You guys really face forward.
Do you
a
really
lot.
talk about your penis size?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Keith, answer.
When everyone goes, yeah, mine's like, I mean, it's thick. It's not long, but it's thick. You can go, no, mine's a micro penis. Hey, guys, mine's a micro penis. And everyone goes, oh, I'm so
Keith
glad
is
you
being
shared.
he's being very quiet right now.
No, we do not talk about
Keith
our
is fine.
penises.
We've all seen his penis, and he has nothing to worry about.
Okay.
Andrea?
Okay.
I have not seen Keith's penis, and
Theoretically.
yeah, Keith has a lot of confidence, so I'll fill in the gaps there. But I don't know if this woman, you're painting her like she's just going on Reddit to do research because she loves him.
Right.
No, she's kind of making a mockery of him on the internet a little bit.
Is she?
Yes, I agree, because you can figure out who she is, and then you can figure out who he is. I'm not saying like he's dishonest, but if this is the thing he's most self-conscious about, which is a huge fucking thing for guys, this whole dick thing is they're murdering people over their problems with their dicks, then you're going online to a hugely popular website.
Yeah, but haven't we spoken about people's dicks and how they fuck?
Privately.
No, on podcasts.
Who?
You, me, us, all of us.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We haven't talked about, like, this guy came too fast, this guy sucks. And we're like, you know.
Yeah, but there's no way for anyone to find out who those people are in the way that we speak about them.
You don't even know when it comes to prostitution. I'm talking about and. We don't say anything.
I mean,
Well, now I know who it is.
Yeah.
Thanks.
we don't do it in a way. I at least your guys' policy, I feel like, and by extension mine has been like, unless someone is a predator or someone who's done like damage and needs to be called out publicly for what they do, I don't ever name someone.
No, but I also definitely
and
say,
how would they know, how would people know?
But I definitely say, like, this is some fucked up shit that happened.
Yeah. And
then get people's response.
Right, but
and I'm not that careful as like normal human beings. I think the online community this is my only way of not talking to my friends about it who have to look them in the face. And this is the way to like go on the side. Because what are you supposed to do? You're just supposed to hold that in? When is it not going to be embarrassing?
You Google
Why can't you talk to people about it?
Because people can I mean, I'm not sure.
You ever been on Reddit?
I'm not sure the anonymity of Reddit, but I don't think that it is. I think you could easily find out who she is and then by extension who he is. So that's my problem with it, is that like it seems like she's kind of, and it doesn't seem like she is talking to him. It doesn't seem like I didn't read
she's not talking to him.
comments.
He doesn't seem like he talks either. So it's
yeah,
not like,
totally.
Yeah.
No, it's fucked up all over the board. But like, it's just like we're so, I can't believe I'm saying this, but here we go. We are so quick to defend women when people talk about their bodies in public. We are like, that's disgusting. You shouldn't judge. But then this woman is going online and talking about probably the most embarrassing thing in this man's life, and then for research. She's not doing research. She's being shameful about him, and
I don't know.
People could easily find out who he is.
You don't think maybe we are just automatically shaming him for have an inch and a
whole-
half? It's fine to know that somebody has an inch and a half. It does not. It should not affect. Obviously, like.
But what world do you live in, though? I agree with you, but what world do we live in?
What if
so much of men's self-worth.
What if my wife did surprise me and she only has one boob? And sure, you can like live with a wife that has one boob. I just didn't know that until we were married. And now I don't know how to navigate it. Then you can go on these online forums of people who are married with one boob, and you can talk.
You don't know what Reddit is like, though. Have you been on Reddit before?
Oh, I wouldn't even go near Reddit.
Reddit's a fucking shitstorm of trolling, and
Right.
it's not a, like, this is not her going to
She didn't go to r/micropenis.
Yeah, like, she didn't.
Do we know what she said? Because I think then that's the deciding.
Well, what I was reading. Am I an asshole? I don't even know how to broach the subject. I feel lied to. It's a half truth.
This sounds like I need help.
Yeah, but why would you go to Reddit? I mean,
Why would you go to anything? Well, people
go
write
to
into
therapy.
podcasts.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Go to therapy.
Yeah, go to therapy.
That
Yeah,
would be a good idea.
I feel like that's so. I feel like if the reverse of this story was like, you know,
She had a small clit.
yeah, or I don't know what the equivalent might. The thing is, like, we talk about toxic masculinity a lot, and a
Right.
huge part of it is that so much pressure is put on men to perform well sexually. That's why they freak out when they can't and like rape people. You know what I mean? It's all this is the area in which they're the most sensitive.
Right.
And that's why he's lying about it. And I agree. A small penis, fucking eat me out. We'll find a way. Like, I agree with that. That
feels like we would be coddling him. Like she can't say it because it's going to be too embarrassing for him. And I think that's dangerous.
right. Agreed in theory. In
Yeah.
practice, in the world that we live in and the way that like masculinity
But that's the problem.
is
If we
expressed.
stand up for ourselves, then it's in the world that we live in. Why can't we hide it for them? Like it's a lot of hiding for men. It's a lot of she doesn't get to speak
Right.
because it's not. It'll get to us and then we won't like him. But if this was words from a man, I wouldn't be like, what the fuck? If he was like, I can't get her off because I hate her clit. I hate it. I hate touching it. I hate getting near it with my mouth. I hate it, but I don't know what to do about it. I didn't know this before. What do I do? I wouldn't be like, he's trying to shame it. He hates it. It's just the way it is.
Is she? I don't know. Is she saying that she hates it? I think she's wondering if she
doesn't love it.
She's
But I
wondering-
think it's that she feels betrayed.
Yeah.
If somebody been, like that's a betrayal that he didn't go, oh, honey, we've been together. So, by the way, my dick is only an inch tall. Like I think that she feels like
Right.
he should have said that to her.
because she can't consent into being in a relationship with someone like that. He's taking away her ability to say
Right.
yes or no to that.
Right.
I mean, she's equally as responsible.
Yeah, but
he's manipulating it to be that way.
sure,
Yeah.
she's using like a romance and blah. He's a
Yeah.
liar, but I don't think that this was her being like, I love him so much, I want to make it work. It was her being like, is this guy a liar? And but that's a question
fair too.
But that's a question you ask. I don't know, because it's about his body and a very personal thing. I think it's inappropriate to ask that of the internet in a way that
Right.
See, I don't think so, and I'll tell you why. When I first went to Al-Anon, I was sitting in that room in front of strangers, in front of people who can Google my name because I say the word chemda. I'm not hiding. So and I'm talking about something that I can't tell my friends and my family,
Right.
Because it could shame the people that are around me. But I need to let this out.
But
and
Reddit's
so that's
not
the space.
Reddit's not a
that's the
safe space.
that's the
Reddit
space
is
that she
not
had.
an anonymous room.
But
It's
why is he not safe right now? What is not safe about his life?
because he's now there. This is in the news. You can easily
talking
find this
about
this guy.
it.
We're talking about it.
Tiny
This
prick
is
Johnny.
something. Yeah, this is something that gives him a deep shame, which I agree it shouldn't. But now everyone gets to laugh at him because she had to talk about it on Reddit.
But
For
would
me,
you agree?
it's
My thing was her intention was not to shame him.
I
If
think
she-
her intention was to shame
Oh,
him.
okay. So that's
Her
my
that's my problem.
That's what we're going. Yeah, everything else I think we totally agree with. But
Yeah.
it didn't. The I was going to say the lyrics. The wording did not sound shaming to me.
The wording was like, "Is this guy a liar?"
Yeah,
and
that's not shame. That's me going.
but
I
yeah.
have to second guess my
is
relationship.
this guy a liar? Malicious internet community filled with neo Nazis and incels.
Yeah,
I
because
do
she
that on
went
my-
on. She
yeah.
went on Reddit. That's
I
what
do
you're
that
saying,
on
is
my podcast, knowing that let's say my ex-husband.
You're not acknowledging that there's a difference.
There is such a huge difference. Your podcast is known for being a progressive, safe place. You guys have a community of people that are very open, and you do withhold things. There's things you like when you had your breakup initially. You withheld things for your own health. You also were like, you were very mindful. This is not mindful.
This was
is
an
irresponsible.
This was an hour after the honeymoon.
Yeah, she literally went. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's irresponsible.
I don't see the timing being anything. I think that if you think you were bamboozled and you have enough of something in you to tell
then
anybody,
go to one of these spaces where you can talk to people.
Yeah,
this is not
I know
the
better
space.
than her about spaces, yes,
Sure.
and withholding and saying things a little bit nicer. But you know what? Fucking say it.
But
say it on Reddit.
No,
then.
though, because what precedent does that set?
She's looking for some nice 2-inch dick.
Like,
You
I
know
have
it.
a problem with my relationship at XYZ. Like, this person is HIV positive and blah, 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 and they didn't tell me. Again, fucked up situation, but now you're releasing this person's private sexual information. Like, what precedent does that set?
Can I sound like a really old person here for a moment?
Please.
This is the problem with the internet, because if this was something 40 years ago, you either would have went to your priest or or to therapy.
Oh, well, don't do that. You don't go to your priest.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't have gone and just
No, wait, but you're saying
spoken.
that like that's a good thing. Like you would have gone to the priest, like that's good. You would have had two options, and one of them is potentially raping the children in your community. One of them is your only option because
Priest
God
is
told
not a
them.
great one.
okay,
Priest is not a great
No,
one.
but also-
spiritual advisor. Then
No,
I
but also going back in time is not a good idea. Going back
Right.
in time and going, remember when we didn't have choices and now we're learning how to make new choices?
Yeah, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that back in the problem with the internet in general is that everyone just thinks I'll put that out there, and they don't realize how far-reaching being the internet is. Not that we should keep our problems quiet, but there were other ways to deal with it. I just don't think going on Reddit of all places was a smart idea for this. She's 27 years old. Why don't you just fucking post pictures of his fucking small dick on Instagram and just get it over with? Hey, look, I married this guy.
You think that that's really the equivalent?
I think that's
do, yes.
Yeah, I do too.
I do.
I
I
mean, I
really
just
do.
think that she might as well have just put it all over the social media. To me, Reddit is
We talk so openly about things. People are probably telling you at some point in your life, why are you getting on stage and talking about your marriage when that should be private?
well that okay.
But there's a huge difference. There's a huge range between everything should be private and saying my tiny dick husband is a liar on Reddit.
Right.
Like,
I don't even
I
know
think
if-
there's a range. I think there's absolutely a
Well,
range.
we might have found our poll for today.
Yeah, but also, talking about what you're saying about me as a woman, I started in the late 70s. So I was one of the few, there were not a lot of women on stage. I was told that every fucking day of my life.
You're the first person to talk into a microphone, right? People are like, "What? I didn't know we could do that."
But they would say that. They would say, you're a woman, you shouldn't be talking about sex, you shouldn't be talking about your husband. But you know what? I went, fuck you, and I kept doing it. And 40 years later, I'm doing it.
Yeah,
so,
but remember back then when we only had two people to talk to, and one of them was not a mic with you holding it. It
Right.
just wasn't. So we can't just go like, remember when things were better. They just
No, I
weren't.
didn't say that I'm not saying that they were better. It's just the
She's
internet.
agreeing with you. Sorry, continue.
No. Thank you for taking care of me. No, I'm just saying that there's a problem when people, like, she's 27 and she decided she's going to let fucking Reddit of all places, she's going to talk about that. Like I said, to me, that's, why don't you just fucking post the dick on Instagram then? To me, that there's a problem with people of that generation. They just think my whole life is public, so let me just talk about everything. And there are certain things, like, as much as I talk about sex and everything I talk about on stage, there's things people don't know, and it's always amazing because people are always like, "Wow,
How big is your husband?
how big is my?" He's a nice 7 inches.
All right, very good.
Well, I think and we operate in this new area. I mean, you guys were the pioneers of podcasting in a lot of ways, in using your personal life as a form of entertainment. And like, I think this is a brand new area, and it continues to be more and more popular. We have stars that are famous through Instagram. Like, your own life as a way to generate content is a new form of entertainment right now.
Right.
And so we're still deciding, like, at what like place is it damaging. Like I've done podcasts fresh out of breakups and I've been really fucked up during them and afterwards been like, shit, I shouldn't have done that because I wasn't stable enough to be talking about that, and I said things that out of anger that I wish I wasn't recorded. You know, I think that like in this world where being so connected is, I think there's a great part of that. I think that's huge. I obviously believe in that in a huge way, but there are downsides of it like anything else.
Right.
And you can accidentally or not be in the right mental space and expose some like damning information about people, like in a world where people are hurt about especially sexual information. Sexual information, people get like pretty fucked up about it.
Yeah.
So I just don't I do think we should be open. You know what I mean? Like I love a Kevin Allison story you know what? I'm not anti this. I'm not saying don't say anything, but this is so irresponsible. There are ways to be irresponsible with people's personal information.
Did she think anybody's going to say? No, maybe he just didn't think to tell you. Good luck.
Yeah,
no, it's hearsay.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. I think she just wanted
But
to
also-
say it, and she can't say it to anyone that she knows. So,
But also,
I'm
like,
for it.
As far as personal stuff and private stuff, like we talk about the fact that I talk about all this stuff, you know, with my family. But I remember one time when we were living in Vegas, and I think my son was in junior high, and for some reason, because I was in the PTA, there was some kind of show, and they all came out to see me at this, you know. Oh, sorry, and I purposely didn't talk about my son because I knew it would mortify him to have his friends know what I talk about. I waited to do it on television to talk about him and his, you know, his sexual, you know, stuff. But so there is like when I did the Showtime special, I was going to do all the stuff about him, and I thought, you know what, let me not really just put that out there. You know, he was there with his girlfriend. There was all these people. I thought, I'm not going to, you know, people. I talk about him all the time in the clubs, but. You know, there's a point.
Do you ever see your son writing something on social media and being like, "Hey, calm down. This is forever."
Oh, he will. There are literally times when I have said stuff to him, and then he tweets it. I'm like, okay, thanks.
Stole my material.
Yeah, he
Right.
did.
All right, thank you, Andrew.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
By the way, maybe this wasn't the point, but I'm reading that George Pell, he was the third most senior Catholic in the world. He's the Vatican treasurer. He was convicted of 5 charges of fucking kids.
Wow.
Yeah. That's when, like, you hope this shit is true and he goes to hell. You know?
Yes.
Like, please, can't you go where you believed in?
What's left to say?
Right.
What
the
is the-
third
how-
most important person. You're telling me the Pope has no idea. Come on.
Oh, he knows.
Of course he knows.
Of course he knows.
What happens in the Catholic Church now? Like, do they just pretend it doesn't happen still?
Yeah.
Yeah, there are so many people I know.
working.
The reason I was mentioning the whole thing about going to because when I grew up in Brooklyn and Bensonhurst, so I was surrounded by Italians, and we'd all, you know, that's what they did. We go have, you know, they'd go to church, we'd go have family dinner. I'm not Italian, I'm Jewish, but I was around it.
I would rather have somebody describe my vagina on Reddit in detail than live the life you just said.
I was 16, 17
I know.
years old. I
and
grew
you
up.
clearly left it too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you know, but it is interesting, and I have good friends that are Catholics now that still are like, you know, well, you know, it's like the way they talk about Trump. You know, he tells it like it is. So you're like, okay.
That documentary's coming out about Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Leaving Neverland, and it got a standing ovation at a film festival, but also was so disturbing that people walked out. And it's mainly 2 of the kids that are now adults that are saying in detail what happened, even though years ago, during a Michael Jackson trial, they weren't ready to say anything, and they said Michael Jackson was innocent. Now there's 11 adults, more adults coming through, saying Michael Jackson touched them.
Yikes.
Stories that are eerily similar, the same way that, you know, kids had the Jesus juice, you know, giving kids wine story. When these kids aren't related in any way and they all have a relatable story, you know something's up. So they're even I don't know how what they're doing scientifically, but they're talking about exhuming Michael Jackson's dead body for some clues. I don't know how. I don't know.
He's so dead.
Right.
He's been dead for a long time. They just had something on there's one of these, I don't know which network it is, but where they're always doing like, those type of stories where they talk about the last days of so-and-so.
Right.
So this was the last days of Michael Jackson and how he died and all that stuff. And it's just, so, I mean, he was so pumped up with drugs, his body's probably still perfect.
Right. He died in 2009, 59 years old.
Wow, 10 years ago.
Almost 10 years ago, yeah.
Wow.
But yeah,
Did they say, did the kids, the now adults, talk
Right.
about how they feel about his death? Or
I didn't see the documentary.
Oh,
I
okay.
understand it's about to come out. Maybe even tonight is the first part.
Mm-hmm.
It's 4 hours. The movie was 4 hours long
Ooh.
at this film festival.
Oh, maybe people were walking out to pee.
Maybe. I'm still into this. I mean, you know what I mean.
Support for the movie, but not for the content.
Back in 1992, Jackson developed a relationship with a 12-year-old. Jackson
Developed a relationship.
Right.
That takes a lot of hard work.
Once you're an adult and you developed a relationship with a 12-year-old, you're under arrest.
Good to know.
Best case is you're fucking. You ever try to talk to a 12-year-old? You're a mom. They're idiots, right?
Oh, yes,
yeah.
they
So
are.
tell me something's going on. Jackson invited him and his family to travel with him during his dangerous tour. Rolling Stone reported the boy had sleepovers with Jackson. The child's father claimed his son had privately told him that he had been repeatedly molested by Jackson. In 93, the boy was the first known reported allegation. He told a psychiatrist what Jackson did to him, including cuddling and open-mouth kissing. Videotapes were seized from Jackson's condo. Those were reported to be pornography, but not enough evidence to incriminate him. But with all that, he still paid the boy $23 million. That's a lot of money. This is something I also noticed, and you've noticed it with Harvey Weinstein, with Kevin Spacey. The first accusation gets paid off. A lot of money. And they think that's the end. Then it's not the end, and there's no way they can pay off all these people. Now it's a thing. They're like, fuck, that $20 million really made me look bad. It's a pattern that you see, and you can't play stupid.
Did the same thing happen? Did that happen with Les Moonves too? Did he pay anybody off?
I believe he did.
And Harvey did too?
Harvey definitely did. Yeah, in the millions. Who's the guy that
Kevin Spacey?
the guy from Fox?
Oh, right, the one with the button on the door to close the door.
No, that's Matt Lauer.
Oh, Matt Lauer.
That was that when I heard that freaked me the fuck out. Can you just imagine going in like you're you're a secretary and go, here's your papers, and you hear the dunk like the door's locked. I mean, Jesus, what would you do in that situation? I'd kick him in the balls.
I don't know. I'd obviously fall in love. He just knows what I want.
Wow.
Talk about him on Reddit. That would help.
Well, Ann wouldn't bother to know guys like that. Bill O'Reilly is who I'm thinking
Oh,
of.
Bill O'Reilly.
And
He's a
paid,
piece of shit.
And he paid $60 million to the first person. Then
Did
more,
he?
Yeah, and then more people come, at least, and more people came out. And then he's like, well, fuck, now we got a problem.
Can we
It's interesting when you pay in the tens of millions.
Right, but that's the point I was like, can we just even talk about the fact of we're throwing these numbers out that to them, and that's the thing. Bill O'Reilly, $60 million. That's nothing to him. That's like me giving you $20.
No, that's not really, because because he messed with so many people, he can't pay all of them off. He doesn't have that money.
Right.
But still, he still has a career and he still makes a good living. So I mean, to me, $60 million is like, all right, here you go.
In 2003, there was the documentary Living with Michael Jackson. I saw that, and it makes him look bad. And then Michael Jackson, one of his deals was, okay, I'll do this, but then I want all the original footage and I get to edit it and I'll put it out myself. And he did that, and he looked even worse. It's just saying how he sleeps with kids.
When people don't know what they're doing wrong, it's so much worse.
The focus of that doc was Jackson's relationship with a younger boy named Gavin Avizo, who stayed at his Neverland ranch. Spin magazine reported that the boy privately let authorities know Jackson had abused him on several occasions. So if you're one of these stupid people, like, why didn't he tell somebody? He did. The investigation against Jackson started again, and Jackson was served a warrant that allowed police to search Neverland Ranch. The findings were never revealed, except for a stash of porn. Jackson was arrested a week later. He was formally charged with 9 criminal counts, including 7 of child molestation. In 2005, he was cleared of all charges, and then in 2009, he died. So it was right before he died, you know.
He looked in this documentary, the life. He just looked like it was scary looking what he was.
Yeah.
Because I grew up, I have very mixed feelings about all of this, but when I see the picture of him as a child and then I see what he was as an adult, it just blows my mind, you
Right.
know.
It's a different person.
Yeah.
Well, now the family members, I'm hearing them in interviews saying they're doing it for attention and money, which aren't we smart enough to know that is the dumbest excuse? The
Right.
attention. First of all, you attack a famous person, there's problems. You're attacking the greatest pop star of all time that is dead.
Yeah.
You don't think you're going to have problems? You're almost a hero to come out, and I don't think I'm exaggerating. And by the way, the Michael Jackson family members that are saying, "Oh, I know Michael Jackson." You didn't even see the movie. They didn't see the movie. They go, "I don't have to. I know Michael Jackson." Michael Jackson didn't hang around you. We were reading the news. Michael Jackson didn't like the family. They were all fighting for his money. They never hung out.
I feel like it would help if can you admit something about Michael Jackson?
Right.
Like if you're like, no, he's the Wonder Boy and nothing ever bad happened and he's just trying to give to the world, like, okay, well, we're not talking to you. But if you can just say,
If it was my own brother, I'd go, fuck, I'd rather not.
right,
You know?
yeah,
Sorry, you need to talk to somebody else. No way.
But
No way. He had buzzers in his room when somebody got close to it. He's giving out, Jesus juice,
which is
white wine, red wine, in Coke cans. Like he's doing work.
But that's good product placement.
Yeah, and he's saying, quote, "If it's good enough for Jesus, I think it's good enough for us." Okay, and everybody has that story.
And we just get to the stash.
And my wife insisted on playing his music at the wedding. That should have been the fucking clue. It's that good? It's that good. People be like, "Yeah, I'm not a good wedding, Keith, but you didn't play Thriller." No, I don't want it. But we're gonna have it. Okay.
Are you still with your wife?
No,
Okay.
no.
Because he didn't seem very happy about that. So I was like, wow.
You gotta tell him.
But I have to. But the thing about that, they found a stash of porn.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that be every man would get arrested then? Because don't they all don't you all have stashes of porn?
I don't keep it in the same room where I touch kids.
Okay, good. That's good to
Yeah.
know, Keith. Thank you. I'm
Yeah.
glad that we cleared that up. Do you have porn? I mean, do you have stashes? I mean, not today in the internet,
No,
right? You
no.
just go to Pornhub or
Yeah.
uBlue or whatever the fuck.
Where do you go?
You blue.
Where do I go? XXX, I think it is. I don't know. They're
.com?
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, you can't not know. When
But
you
the
go
fu-
to
but the-
fucking touch yourself, you're not going to be like, what was it again?
But here's what's fucked up.
Let me
is
look that up.
I know so many porn stars now. I'm not gonna. Could you imagine? Like me and my husband, like, yeah, let's get in and we'll watch. I'm like, wait a minute, I know that girl. I can't be fucking you now.
So
I
you're not
know.
watching porn anymore?
No, I just have to be selective. I have to make sure my friends aren't in that.
Right. Do you ever text them like, "Oh, good for you"?
Hey, good. I love when you had those two dicks in your ass. It was great.
You're such a pro.
Such a pro.
Do you look for specific search terms?
No, just fucking.
Whatever's on the front page?
Yeah. That was on the front page. No, I don't. I mean, whatever's.
That family stuff is too real, right? 'Cause
I
they're all
know,
in
right?
Your house.
Right?
Right.
Jesus.
Adrienne McManus was a maid for Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch, personal maid, 4 years, says she has no doubt the singer was a pedophile. Now, it's weird when these people come out.
I'm like, okay.
Right. Like,
Thanks for sharing,
Bill,
finally.
Bill Cosby's driver came out and said there's no doubt that he was plying these women.
So she was there for 4 years. I know a lot of famous people make you sign NDAs. So
Maybe.
I think there's a clause about kid fucking that
Yeah.
you can get out of.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. Thank you.
You can't. Right. You promised. McManus claims Jackson brought young boys into his bedroom and said she saw troubling things while cleaning up after. The 56-year-old says she finished Jackson's and she fished out Jackson's and children's underwear from a jacuzzi at the home and witnessed kids walking around barely clothed. She says she found Vaseline and tampons next to Jackson's bed and around the house and recalls the singer having a strange obsession with photos of children. She said, quote, "I didn't question it because he was my boss and I just do what you're supposed to do, but I would wonder." But most disturbing was the large collection of VHS cassettes that she believes contain intimate footage the star filmed with children in the 1990s.
How is she guessing that?
I don't know. She says that as details emerged that Jackson could face criminal charges when former child companion Jordan Chandler alleged abuse, the tapes were hidden. McManus said she was scared to come forward because she, quote, was told by Michael's bodyguards that they would hire a hitman to take him out.
Wow. Now
Wow.
that sounds like a mob.
The documentary details nearly a decade, the new one that's on HBO now, detailing nearly a decade of Michael Jackson's alleged sexual abuse against two boys. They were 5 and 10. Now, like I said, they're grown adults. They were at the Jackson estate. Let's see. Many viewers got their seats. Oh, okay, never mind. I said that. Many people walked out because it was disturbing. He helped me with my career, said one of the men who went on to become a choreographer for NSYNC and Britney Spears. He also sexually abused me for 7 years. This person happened to be in a Michael Jackson contest. At 5 years old, he performed Thriller, and he got the chance to meet Michael Jackson.
Fuck.
Later on a trip to Disneyland with his family, he would meet Jackson again when the singer invited the boy and his family to Neverland Ranch, his 2,700-acre estate. By the way, if you buy, it's for sale now, Neverland Ranch, and it's, without exaggeration, the price has dropped like 75% with these allegations. You have to burn the whole place down, right? Like, you're buying it for the land. You don't keep it a theme park, do you? Honestly.
I know.
No.
That's a weird decision.
I'm sure there's somebody that would do that would buy it, because there's there's a kink for everybody, Keith. Remember?
Yes, that's true. That's a callback, right?
There you go. Look at you.
He and his sister, the boy and his sister, played on the grounds, which included a zoo, carnival, movie theater, and Jackson asked the family to stay the weekend after meeting them just 4 hours prior. The night before, the boy and his family were due to depart for the Grand Canyon. The boy woke up to Jackson sobbing on the floor in the dark. "I'm just so sad you're going to leave," he said. Jackson convinced his mother, Joy, to let the boy stay 5 more days while the rest of the family visited Arizona. She agreed, and
Why? Why is the family visiting Arizona, but one kid is staying at Michael Jackson's
And
place?
why is the family leaving their child?
Michael
what I'm saying.
Jackson asked.
Yeah.
Well, but why would you do that?
Right.
Why would you do that? I mean,
Fame.
seriously.
The 7-year-old boy got to spend a weekend with a man he barely knew, and that's when Jackson began. This person, his last name is Robson. Robson claims the lewd act started with mutual fondling, then evolved to kissing, showering together, masturbation, nipple squeezing, and oral sex. He said Jackson told him, "You and I were brought together by God. That is how we show our love." A lot of God stuff from various, boys now men that are claiming Jackson said.
Boys to Men, that group?
Yeah,
Is that what
yes.
we're talking- Okay,
Yep.
good.
Jackson also sought to put a wedge between Robson and his parents, calling him son and telling him, "Don't trust women."
Oof.
Once the abuse started that first week, every night I was with him was abuse, with my mother in the next room.
Oof.
The other man in the documentary, his last name is Safe Chuck, was a California child actor who was in the 1987 Pepsi commercial that Jackson was in. Jackson took a liking to him, called up the boy's home, asked his mother if he could send a film crew to interview the boy. She agreed, and the kid was filmed talking about himself, laying in his bed and then dancing. "Now that I look back at it," says the boy, now a man, "it was almost like an audition for him. In Paris, he introduced me to masturbation. That's how that all started." As the relationship intensified, Jackson made the boy run drills to get his clothes on quickly and
Whoa.
quietly if he heard somebody coming. He said Jackson warned him that if people find out, quote, his life would be over and my life would be over.
Wow.
Safe Chuck says he was the first visitor to the Neverland Ranch and claims to have had sexual relations with Jackson in its game room, third-floor attic, movie theater, pool, jacuzzi, and train station. It happened every day. And that's not a good sound for that. Both Safe Chuck and Robson say they were, bless you, both Safe Chuck and Robson say they were in love with Jackson, an affection that crippled them into adulthood. In one particularly sick act, Safe Chuck claims the singer staged a mock wedding ceremony between the two of them, complete with written vows and a golden ring full of diamonds.
I could see being in love as a kid with Michael Jackson.
Sure.
You know, it's very confusing that it feels very gross and odd, but at the same time good.
Both these guys say they were soon replaced with younger children. When Jordy Chandler accused Jackson of sexual abuse in 1993, Safe Chuck and Robson both took the stand saying they were never abused by Jackson. Jackson's estate noted that. During the Chandler trial, Jackson's team coached Robson and Safe Chuck, the men claim, to say no to every single question. That case was settled out of court for millions of dollars. The two men finally told their stories in 2015 on the Today Show. And now we have the documentary.
Wow.
And now we have 11 more people coming forward. Just don't play the music. I was in the store yesterday. They were playing the music. Don't. It's not that good. It's not that good. I know this is, controversial, but it's not that good. It's not Led Zeppelin.
Oh, I don't want to argue this because I think it's perfectly fine to never play Michael Jackson again, but I also understand separating the art.
How do you play it at a
I don't
wedding,
know.
Catherine?
Yeah.
Wow, you really need to get over this, kid.
It's hard to.
How long have you been without your wife?
2 years, let's say.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long were you married for?
We were together 8 years.
Okay.
Why would I let that go? Why would I say okay? Why wouldn't I go, no fucking Michael Jackson, fuck you? Why wouldn't I do that?
I don't know why.
I don't either.
Okay.
Because I'm a sucker bitch.
You
Say it.
are.
Say, Keith, you were a sucker bitch.
You were a sucker fucking bitch.
Wow, sometimes I gotta hear it. Wow. Well, never again. I hear Michael Jackson in the store, I leave. I'm dropping all my groceries and I'm leaving. And my new girlfriend has to know that and respect it.
Okay.
I'm at a wedding, they play it. I grab a handful of shrimp and I walk out. Fuck that wedding.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't mind saying.
Yeah.
All right, so this Friday, March 8th, we're going to be doing a live show. Get on the free list, keithandthegirl.com/Florida. It's in Orlando. It's right there at the Podfest Multimedia Expo.
Sounds like fun.
It's at the Wyndham Orlando Resort.
Nice.
Okay? I'm not joking about those bath salts. We're going to have a good time. All right, Carole Montgomery, you can
Yes.
follow online, Twitter @National Mom.
Yes.
All right, there's a contest and she won. On Instagram. Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, Instagram, the thirst traps you can see at Carole Montgomery Comic.
Yes.
Carole is Carole.
Yes.
And the website, CaroleMontgomery.com. And the show I was talking about,
Yes.
you're going to see it on Showtime. Funny Women of a Certain Age. It's a show straight from the unfettered mouths and uninhibited minds of the funniest, most daring, most experienced people in comedy. Women, I'm going to say, that have seen it all. Is that fair?
That is very fair. You're very good.
That's right. That's right. And you've named some names. Who's going to be Fran Drescher,
Lunel,
Janine Garofalo.
Lynn Coplitz.
I mean, it's all Wendy Liebman. I mean, come on. Come on. This is very exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's pretty awesome.
Absolutely.
Don't forget to follow us on social media. We've been posting some shit you want to see.
Oh, Hemda's going through a time. Oh, my God. Listen to this.
Hey,
Here's a picture of Hemda, right? No thirst trap. And then under it, she goes, everything is fine, and I'm totally not about to break. # why did I bet Keith? She had her divorce and
Right.
said, I'm going to be celibate so I don't confuse sex and love
Right.
with blah, 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 right? She said other words. And she has 3 months to go. She is cracking.
So how long is it? How long have you been celibate?
6 months or 9 months. And then she has 3 months to go.
So wait a minute. So celibate meaning no sex or just not fucking?
what?
Well, whatever that means, nothing.
None of it.
No masturbating, like none of
I
that?
gotta
She
Right,
masturbates,
okay.
but nothing that includes another person.
Not a micro dick.
Right.
Okay.
Well, oh,
good.
that's interesting. Would that count?
No.
Micropenises. Wow.
They would count, yeah.
Okay.
Ask Reddit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I bet I can get off on a micro penis.
Oh, that's how horny you are.
Okay. So
thing.
so
I
she's
bet it's just fine.
so you're backed up.
When the subway makes like a turn, do you explode?
Yes.
Oh, man.
I'm doing more laundry.
Right. Well,
Because she's humping the dryer.
I'm not fucking around. You can ask questions. I'm going to tell you some shit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm
Thank
going
you for having me on the show. This was fun.
It was very fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just wanted to let you know
Why
that.
do you sarcastically yell at people?
It was a
it's
good
fun?
time.
No, it
Are
wasn't.
people acting like it wasn't?
Yeah, I don't know.
What are they telling you?
I don't know. I have to see when I turn my phone back on.
I don't
Probably
want
going to blow up on Reddit. Like, who's this bitch?
Thank you, guys. We'll talk to you tomorrow.